Hey guys. Okay, everyone seems to think Avengers Doomsday is going to be Avengers versus X-Men when they first meet, and then they make nice and go hunting for Doom. I don't. I think Marvel is quietly setting up one of the X-Men to become one of the most important characters in the MCU, and that would be Rogue. And Captain Marvel and Doctor Doom are right in the middle of it. If this happens, it completely changes what Secret Wars is going to look like, and almost nobody is talking about it. Why Rogue? Well, if Marvel finally does Rogue the way she was always meant to be done, we're not just talking about a cool X-Men cameo. We're talking about a character who can steal powers, combine powers, and temporarily become the most dangerous person on the battlefield. And that's a problem, especially for Doctor Doom. Before I go on, let me give you a quick context on me. I didn't grow up reading comics. I grew up on cartoons, Super Friends, Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and especially the X-Men cartoon, which I absolutely loved. And that version of Rogue? That's the Rogue burned into my brain. Cartoon Rogue was a badass. She could fly. She was super strong. She had confidence. She had attitude. She wasn't afraid of anyone. She felt like a heavyweight. That's why people loved her. Then the movies happened. And look, Anna Paquin is a great actress. She slayed the part of Sookie Stackhouse. But movie Rogue was timid, afraid, mostly defined by what she couldn't do. She felt like a supporting character in her own story. And for years, fans kept asking the same question: why doesn't Rogue feel like Rogue? Here's what I learned later from the comics, and this changed everything. Rogue doesn't stay powerless or out of control forever. She eventually masters her powers. She learns control. She can touch people. She can choose when to absorb abilities. And here's the big one. Rogue doesn't just steal powers. She can use multiple powers at the same time. At one point, she absorbs the abilities of nearly every hero on the battlefield to stop a Celestial from destroying Earth. That's not a gimmick. That's an endgame level character. Now let's talk about Captain Marvel. In the comics, Rogue permanently absorbs Carol Danvers' powers during a fight, enough to put Carol in a coma. But here's the twist most people miss. That didn't end Carol's story. It led to her becoming binary, which is actually her most powerful form. So Rogue taking Carol's power didn't destroy Captain Marvel. It transformed her. Sound familiar? Here's what we actually do know. Avengers Doomsday is directed by the Russo brothers. Doctor Doom is the central villain. It leads directly into Secret Wars. That tells us two things. One, this movie is about power and control. And two, Doom isn't just punching people. He's playing chess. Now look at the MCU setup. Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel's bangles, the 10 rings, Thor's cosmic energy. Marvel has been quietly tying all of this together. Carol Danvers isn't just powerful, she's a conduit. And if Doom wants control of reality, she's a target. Here's my theory. During a major battle in Doomsday, Rogue and Captain Marvel cross paths. Doom interferes. Power is transferred, drained, or redirected. Not necessarily permanently, but enough to level Rogue up, take Carol off the board, show Doom's dominance. And here's the key detail. Captain Marvel is expected to appear in Secret Wars, so Doom doesn't need to kill her. He just needs to break her, change her, remove her as the instant win button. That fits the comics, that fits the MCU, and it sets the table perfectly for Secret Wars. This is why Rogue matters. She's not just another mutant. She's a character who can scale to the threat, adapt mid-battle, and temporarily surpass everyone else. That makes her terrifying, especially to someone like Doctor Doom. Also, let's be honest, if Rogue finally shows up powered, confident, flying, and throwing tanks, I don't care who's fighting who, I'm watching. We know that Marvel doesn't copy comics directly, they remix them. And if they remix Rogue the right way, pulling from the cartoon, the comics, and the MCU setup, she could quietly become one of the most important pieces on the board. Some think that when she does appear, she will already have her powers due to the introduction of binary in the end credits of the Marvels. And the powers that the Carol Danvers we know in the MCU have been the powers of binary all along. I guess we truly won't know until Doomsday. So what do you think? Will we finally get the Rogue we remember from the cartoon? Does Doom drain Captain Marvel without killing her? And does Doomsday secretly set up Rogue for Secret Wars? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who's been waiting for Rogue to get done right. Alright guys, peace out.